Welcome to today's deep dive. If you are listening to this right now, I know exactly who you are. You're the learner.
Right, yeah. Constantly trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Whether you're like prepping for a big marketing meeting or you're just insanely curious about how the digital landscape is shifting, you're in the right place.
Absolutely.
So, our mission today is pretty straightforward, but the implications are huge. We are unpacking excerpts from this fascinating article called The AI Architect: Revolutionizing Content Distribution and Audience Growth.
It is a phenomenal source text, honestly.
It really is. We're trying to figure out how content creators are, escaping that grueling digital hamster wheel of distribution and actually reclaiming their time.
Which is the dream, right?
Right. And to anchor this, we have this core story from the text. We're looking at a single creator. They work entirely alone out of a dusty garage, making these bespoke leather bags.
Just a highly specialized, very physical craft.
Exactly. And they recently hit 50,000 highly engaged followers in one of the absolute most saturated visual markets on the internet.
And here's the real kicker for the listener. They didn't achieve this through blind luck.
No.
And they definitely didn't do it by working, 100-hour weeks or hiring some expensive boutique marketing agency.
Right. They didn't have a 12-person media team behind them.
Not at all. They did it by strategically utilizing AI-driven tools. And so in this deep dive, we're going to explore how things like data analytics, automated scheduling, and personalized content delivery they're fundamentally redefining how we connect with audiences.
Okay, let's unpack this because I want to start right at the foundation.
Mhm.
There's this dual challenge that basically anyone making anything online faces today.
The creation versus distribution problem.
Yeah. On one hand, you have to actually make the thing. If you're a leather worker, you have to source the materials, cut the leather, film the process, write down the insights.
Which takes massive amounts of uninterrupted human focus.
Exactly. But then on the other hand, you have to actually get that high-quality material in front of your target audience.
Right. And the text explains how artificial intelligence solves this tension. It enhances the efficiency and effectiveness of content delivery through, advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques.
So I always think about traditional distribution like throwing spaghetti at a wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, the old post and pray method.
Exactly. To just chuck the content out there.
Yeah.
But what the source is describing with AI, it's not like that at all. It's like having a microscopic breakdown of exactly what kind of wall it is, what the temperature of the room is, and exactly what millisecond to throw the spaghetti so it sticks perfectly.
That is a great analogy. What's fascinating here is how the AI shifts the entire paradigm from reactive to proactive.
Wait, break that down for me. Proactive distribution.
Yeah, so instead of just reacting to what happened yesterday, like saying, oh, that post got likes, let's do more of that, the AI's predictive analytics capabilities allow it to anticipate trends.
It anticipates them.
Yeah.
Like a crystal ball.
Well, not quite magic, but close. It analyzes vast amounts of data to identify emerging topics and consumer behaviors before they fully materialize into massive trends.
Wow. So I want you, the listener, just imagine your own workflow for a second. What if you could anticipate your client's needs or your audience's needs before a trend even peaks?
It changes everything. You aren't chasing the wave. You're already positioned perfectly to catch it.
Right. But pointing out that a wave is coming is only half the battle, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Once you know the trend is there, how do you actually get all your content out there without completely burning yourself out? Because 50,000 followers means a lot of content demands.
And that leads us directly into the mechanics of automation, which the article dives into heavily. It's about buying back your time.
Okay, let's get into the mechanics then.
So automated content distribution ensures that your material is shared consistently. And not just consistently, but at the optimal times across various platforms.
Without you having to sit there hitting publish at exactly 2 per euro PM.
Exactly. It maximizes visibility without that constant manual intervention.
I got to play devil's advocate here, though.
Sure, go for it.
Because when I hear automated distribution, it sounds a bit robotic. Like if everything's just being scheduled and blasted out by a machine, aren't we just flooding the internet with noise?
I get that fear. It's a super common concern. But the text is very clear on this. Stance automated distribution in this context isn't about creating spam.
Okay, what is it about then?
It's strictly about optimizing reach. The sophisticated AI tools don't just blast content blindly, they use data to place it precisely. And by removing the need for the creator to do that manual labor, it drastically reduces creator burnout.
So it's not replacing the art, it's just handling the logistics.
Yes. And that saved time is the crucial piece of the puzzle. That is exactly what allowed our creator to hit 50,000 followers. They used the hours they saved to focus on producing even higher quality content.
Oh, I see. So because they weren't stressing over formatting a post for 4 different platforms, they could spend that time perfecting a new leather stitch.
Precisely. In today's competitive digital landscape, the text argues that efficiency isn't just some luxury. It is a vital component of sustained success and audience retention.
Because if you burn out, you stop posting
Mm.
and your audience leaves.
Right. But here's the thing. Automation doesn't just broadcast content out into the void. That's a one-way street.
Oh, there's a return trip.
Yeah, it brings something incredibly valuable back to the creator, the intelligence loop.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Mm,
Because we're shifting from just sending content out to pulling data in.
exactly. Automated systems provide these incredibly valuable insights into audience behavior.
So like analytics.
But not just your standard vanity metrics. AI-driven analytics provide in-depth, granular metrics via machine learning algorithms. It reveals exactly how content is received, identifies peak engagement times, and uncovers demographic insights.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like a stand-up comedian reading a room.
Oh, I like that. How so?
Well, a good comedian tells a joke, and they instantly read the audience's reaction. Are they leaning in or they're distracted?
Right, they pivot based on the energy.
Yeah. But with AI, instead of reading a room of 50 people in a comedy club, the AI is reading a room of millions instantly.
That's spot on.
It tells the creator exactly which joke landed best, and specifically which demographic laughed the hardest. Like, oh, the 20-somethings loved the joke about the brass zippers, but the older audience tuned out.
And the text emphasizes that having that data fosters what it calls a culture of continuous improvement.
A culture of continuous improvement. What does that mean for our leather worker?
It means regularly monitoring key metrics like engagement rates, conversion rates, follower growth, and using that to make precise real-time adjustments to your themes, your formats, and your channels.
So you aren't just guessing what to make next.
No, you're making data-driven decisions. And this allows creators to develop a really solid long-term vision for their brand. It creates an environment where audience feedback is actively integrated right into the creation process itself.
The audience is basically co-creating the content by voting with their attention.
Exactly.
I love that. And I enthusiastically agree that having all this data is great.
Yeah.
But acting on it, that requires having the right software.
Yeah, that's the hurdle.
And right now, the tech landscape is completely overwhelming. How does someone even navigate it?
It's tough. The market for AI solutions is incredibly saturated. You have 50 new tools popping up every single week.
So if I'm a listener right now, and I'm, not a tech expert, I'm a consultant or an artist, how do I avoid getting bogged down by complicated software? I don't want to spend my weekend troubleshooting an API connection.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture the source lays out, creators have to carefully evaluate tools based on their unique objectives.
What kind of objectives?
Well, are you optimizing for engagement, for peer performance, or just to streamline your workflow? The right tools absolutely must offer automated scheduling, customizable reporting, and audience segmentation.
So it has to handle the heavy lifting.
Right. But crucially, and the article stresses this, they must be user-friendly. They require scalability and seamless integration.
Meaning they need to work with the tools I already use rather than forcing me to learn a whole new operating system.
Exactly. If it adds friction to your day, it's the wrong tool. But there's a caveat here. Integrating AI still requires technical proficiency.
So I can't just buy a subscription, turn it on, and walk away to the beach.
Definitely not. You have to commit to continuous learning. The platform algorithms change, the AI updates. You have to keep learning so that AI remains a supportive ally, not a crutch.
A supportive ally, not a crutch. I think that is such an important distinction. Because while these tools are powerful, they come with this massive risk, right?
Yeah, a huge risk.
If you rely too much on the machine, you lose the very thing that made people follow you in the first place. Your humanity.
Which shifts us right into the tension between the algorithm and the artist.
Yeah, let's talk about the human element, because it's my favorite part of this whole case study.
The text explicitly warns that while AI streamlines processes beautifully, it is the unique human touch that fosters genuine connections.
Right.
There is a very real risk that if you over-automate, your AI-generated content may deviate from your unique voice. It becomes sterile.
This raises an important question then. How do we actually establish boundaries with the AI?
Well, the source provides a clear solution. Creators have to actively monitor and refine their AI outputs. You have to provide clear guidelines and maintain a very hands-on approach.
I kind of liken it to having an incredibly efficient intern.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't let a brand new intern speak for you to your most important clients without reviewing their work first, right?
Of course not. That would be a disaster.
You have to train them on your specific voice, your brand identity, your sense of humor. The AI can draft the email or the post, but you have to be the editor-in-chief.
That's a perfect way to look at it. And if we look back at our 50,000 follower creator, they actually use the time saved by the AI to be more human.
Yes, this is the best part.
They realized that building a robust online presence requires multifaceted outreach. You can't just post videos of bags.
You have to build a community.
Exactly. So they did polls, Q&As, live streams. They shared authentic stories and real vulnerabilities.
Like showing when they messed up a lever cut or when a design failed, stuff a machine would never think to post because it's not optimal in a sterile sense.
Right. By leveraging platforms for real-time engagement, they broke down the barriers between creator and consumer. The text notes that this fosters a deep sense of belonging and trust.
Which leads to organic word-of-mouth growth. People don't just buy the bag, they advocate for the person making the bag.
Because they feel like they know them.
It's so ironic, right? You use the most advanced, cold, calculating machine logic.
Just to buy yourself the time to be messy and human.
Exactly. It's beautiful. But, we are currently looking at the best-case scenario of human-AI collaboration today.
The current landscape.
Based on the text, what does tomorrow look like? Where is this all heading?
The article actually explores these future horizons, and it's wild. Emerging tech is going to enable something they call hyper-personalization.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Like, as everyday listener trying to build a brand, what is the end game of this technology?
Hyper-personalization means tailoring messages based on highly individual user preferences and real-time behaviors.
Wait, so not just this person likes bags?
No, much deeper. The digital landscape will become so highly targeted that content won't just be distributed to a demographic. It will be dynamically matched to individual users before they even consciously realize they are looking for it.
Oh, wow. So the machine knows I need a new travel bag for a weekend trip before I've even booked the flight.
Essentially, yes. It uses real-time predictive analytics to anticipate the need. This data-driven decision-making will become the absolute critical backbone of all future creative ecosystems.
That's slightly terrifying, but also incredibly powerful.
It's the new reality we're heading toward.
So to wrap up this deep dive, let's just summarize the remarkable journey of our creator here. Because they hit 50,000 followers, not by working themselves to death, but by working incredibly smart.
They separated the art from logistics.
Right. AI didn't replace their craft. It didn't take away their soul. It just handled the intricacies of distribution so they could focus entirely on making great art and building a real community.
And that's the core takeaway.
Yeah. So for you listening right now, whether you are building a brand, managing a corporate team, or just trying to navigate this modern digital world embracing AI as an ally rather than fearing it as a replacement is the key to sustainable growth.
It's how you avoid burnout.
Exactly. But before we sign off, I know you had a thought about that hyper-personalization stuff we just talked about.
Yeah, I want to leave the listener with a final, lingering question based on that.
Let's hear it.
If artificial intelligence eventually becomes so advanced at predictive analytics that it can perfectly anticipate and deliver exactly what you want to see before you even type it into a search bar, does the concept of discovering something completely new disappear entirely?
Oh, wow.
Like if you are living in a perfectly tailored digital echo chamber, do you ever get to experience a happy accident, that friction of finding something you didn't know you love?
The serendipity just die. That is a wild, wild thought. I love that question. Something for you to ponder as you scroll your feeds today. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you on the next one.